Good morning and once again welcome to my YouTube channel, Pearson and Excel International Maths by Mr. Kamoto. And today we're going to look at laws of logarithm, which is in P2, page 54. And well, there are specific laws of logarithm that we need to understand. And this is quite important. It's critical for everybody to understand what we are talking about. And we are saying that expressions involving more than one logarithm can often be rearranged or simplified. Of course, we know, for instance, and I want to explain something that is on page 54. If you have logarithm to base a of x being equals to m, and log to base a of y being equals to n, then we can apply the anti-clockwise movement in both cases and see a raised to power m is equals to x and a raised to power n is equals to y. That can be said. Of course, if you combine the two, if you want to combine the two, you'll say x times y, this times this, is the same as a raised to power m times a raised to power n, and according to the law of indices, number one, this is a raised to power m plus n. That is seen to be like that. And it follows that if you apply now the logarithm on both sides to base 10 or to base a, if you apply now the logarithm to base a of x, y, is the same as applying the logarithm to base a of a raised to power m plus n. We have just introduced log to base a on both sides. On the left hand side we find log to base a of xy. On the right hand side we find log to base a of a raised to power m plus n. And it goes without saying that log to base a, log to base a of x, y, you can now see this index becomes a multiplant, m plus n, multiplied by log to base a of a. Of course, we know that log to base a of a or log to base anything of the same number is 1, which makes these ones to be m plus n. And this one, if you go back to the original values of m and n, you will realize that now log to base a of xy is equals to what was m? Log to base a of x plus n log to base a of y. So this is the very first law of indices, and you can rewrite it in any way. And of course, generally log to base a of xy is equals to log to base a plus log to base y. For example, just to talk about log to base 3 of 6, just for an example, is going to be log to base 3 of 2, because 6 can be written in terms of 2 times 3, 2 times 3. So it's going to be log to base 3 of 2 plus log to base 3 of 3. That is exactly what it means. And of course now, this law can be, this result is one of the laws of logarithm, and you can use similar methods to prove two further laws. Of course, this is, let's call it law 1, and you can use similar results or similar processes to say This is log to base a of x over y. That one is equals to log to base a of x minus log to base a of y. And this is law 2, so to speak. We can go to the third law. Of course, it goes without saying that log which we have used where? The third law which we have used here. Log to base a of x raised to power k is equals to, this index becomes a multiplant now, k log to base a of x. And you can call this law 3. You can call that law 3. Of course, there are so many other laws which you can squeeze in between. This, you can also say log to base a of 1 over x. Of course, it goes without saying that this x can rise up to the numerator position. This is log to base a of x raised to power negative 1, which we can now use law 2 to find minus 1 log to base a of x, which is as simple as that. Of course, everybody should know that log to base a of a is equals to 1, and log to base a of 1 is equals to 0. You will try out this in the calculators, but yes, that is the lineup of all the laws of logarithms that we are going to use in this topic. And we can talk about, this is multiplication law. This is called multiplication. This is called multiplication law of logarithm. And then we are talking about division law of logarithm. Division law of logarithm. And the third one, the power law. This is called the power. The power law of logarithm. The rest are generated from this. The others, we call them special cases. All these we call them special cases. And there they are. And those are basically the laws of logarithm. So please be on the lookout on how we are going to apply them in solving questions. Okay. Again, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe and share widely, and let us work together.